Let's keep this short and sweet. Blender has good landscapes, Roblox Studio has bad landscapes. If only we could take the Blender landscapes and put them into Roblox Studio. But you can, and it only costs $500. Nah, I'm kidding, guys. You can do it all in Blender, just let me show you how. Alright, low poly terrain. Let's keep this as basic as possible. Press A and delete everything in the viewport. Now, press Shift and A, go over Mesh and hit Plane. Ho, 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 ho. Now tab into edit mode, right click, and just subdivide it like a bajillion times. I know I said low poly, but just bear with me. Scale it way up, just like that. Now, we're going to turn this guy on, proportional editing at the top of the screen. And in that drop down menu right next to it, we're going to change this to sharp. Ho, ho. Now, we're just going to press G, and while I'm using our mouse wheel, bring these little bits up and down just like that. And while you're moving these vertices around, just be sure you're doing it exactly like I am, otherwise it's not gonna work and the whole thing is ruined. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, let's figure out how to color it. Once you've got a good terrain, just real quick, right click, shade it smooth, go over here to this green little triangle thing, go under normals and hit auto smooth. And now just mess with this angle a little bit till you like it. I'm thinking about there, looks pretty good. Yeah. Now to color it, let's just start by giving it maybe a green little grassy material. Yeah, go into material preview mode to actually see it. Now just tab into edit mode real quick. Hold left click on your little select box and scroll down till you see select circle. Nice. Now just go to face select at the top. And now just select some random faces. When you got a nice group, you can make a new material, make it like, I don't know, maybe gray or something, and then just assign it. You know, that doesn't look quite as good as I thought it would. You know, I like that a little bit better. I guess it's snow terrain now. Yeah, just pick whatever colors you want. Now this part's a little bit tricky. We're gonna go into edit mode. Now make sure you've selected all the faces of the same color. Like you can see right now, I've got all my white faces selected. If you had like, I don't know, green or something, you would select all those. And what we're gonna try to do is make every single like color group of objects a different mesh. So I've got all these guys selected. I'm just gonna hit right click, separate, and selection. Now if I go back into object mode, you can see my whites are a completely different mesh to my grays. If you had like 3 or 4 colors, you would just make 3 or 4 meshes, etc, etc. Now I'm going to go ahead and select both these meshes just by holding shift on my keyboard, hitting file at the top of my screen, going down to export, and then just hitting FBX. Give them a good file name. Also, make sure selected objects is checked, and turn the scale way down to like 0.03 or something like that. Now that we're in Studio, head up to import 3D at the top and just find your file. Sweet, I found mine. You don't really have to pay attention to any of these things. They're all going to be fine, so just hit import. Sweet. You might have a couple broken faces like me, so just go up to this thing, select both planes, go down here and check double-sided, and that basically fixes all your problems. I'm just going to move it up a little bit as well so it's not clipping into the ground. Very nice. So you will see the colors didn't import, but that's okay, and so we can just switch them in Studio. I'll switch the ones up top, or down below, sorry, to a lovely little gray, just like we had in Blender. Let's make that a little bit darker, eh? And of course the ones at the top to a lovely snowy little white. Now that we have our landscape, we can move it around, scale it up as big as we want. Let's just see if we can make a little simulator style wall out of it. Do one here. Let's give this guy some rotation, maybe scale you way up. And you can clearly see that if you just copy and paste these mountains enough, you can create a pretty sick looking landscape. And this literally took me no effort at all. Like I literally just freaking went into Blender, subdivided a plane, copied it a ton of times, and then just brought it into Roblox Studio. Like this is the most brain dead form of 3D modeling, but you're gonna use it so often because Roblox just works like that. Obviously there's a ton of variations you could do. Like you could make multiple different meshes so you had more variety to pick from. If you're making like a giant wall of mountains or something, you could do different colors. You could even add rocks or trees or something. But yeah, if you're making a simulator, this is what freaking every developer on Roblox does. Just moving around the vertices of planes, making them look really fancy, adding some crappy looking colors to them, and yeah, they're done for the day. So as I was editing this, I realized that there's going to be a lot of people that probably want to try to make like a high poly version, or like one with a ton of extra detail, and I want to give you guys some guidance on that, because there's a really easy way to do it, and I don't want you guys like to waste your time or stuff modeling. So all you have to do, go up to edit, preferences. Now just search for this thing called add mesh and landscape, and just make sure that's enabled. And now if you press shift and A on your keyboard and go under mesh, you can actually just hit this little landscape thing right here. and it literally adds in a landscape for you. It doesn't really look like that classic simulator low poly terrain, but you can still do some cool stuff with it. If you click on this menu here, there's a ton of stuff you can customize as well. Like you can literally triangulate it, make it look all goofy and stuff. You can make it a sphere, make it like all chunky or rocky and stuff. You can of course change the size of it. Let's make it really wide just for fun. Change the seat up a little bit. Let's see, what else can we do? Let's make it a little bit higher, yeah. Oh, I like that. Let's change the max height as well, just so we get those nice peaks. Oh yeah. The depth, what can we do with that? Oh, dang, that's cool. Ton of different noise bases as well. Voronoi, holy crap, Voronoi F2. Oh, dang, this one looks insane. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. Like, there's so many weird little settings you can mess with on this menu. You can create some crazy looking landscapes. And now we can make some sick, like, landscape style terrain in Roblox Studio. First off, I think if we're gonna make a whole map out of this, we should make some roads. Make these areas a little bit more flat. So let's go numpad 7, select circle, of course. Circle's a little bit too big for me. Let's go about here, face select, and now you can literally see like the cracks where a road would be. So we can just go highlight there. I'm just holding shift while doing this to be sure I don't unselect anything by accident. Very nice, just like that. And now, if we enable, actually let's go back to box select real quick, then enable proportional editing, change this to smooth, and now just press S and Z, make that really small, then you can see we will literally flatten all the areas here. In fact, we can even go, let's not completely zero it out, and I like a little bit of displacement, you know, but yeah, that in itself does look pretty dang good. And you know, I like a fun little Roblox map. So let's add an array modifier and just make this thing twice as big. But we don't want it to be identical, so once again, grab proportional editing, move around some faces, make this thing look a little bit less perfect, you know? Now you'll see we have a lot of tries right now. Simple solution, decimate modifier. Give it a decimate modifier, hit that ratio till we're at like barely any tries. 9900, sure. Apply that, shade it smooth, and would you look at that, we have a literal entire Roblox map that we can use under 10,000 tries. I think for the tutorial for now, I'm just going to stick with the 1 so we can have a little bit less tries, make something look a little bit more detailed. So take this down till that try count at the bottom is just under 10,000. Apply it, shade it smooth. Let's see how auto smooth looks with that. Any good? Nah, shade smooth is the best. Okay, just select that and same export and import process as before. And there she is. Dang, man. Actually, let's change a couple things real quick. First of all, let's just make this double-sided, of course. Change the material to smooth plastic. And I'm down for a little orangey for the desert, you know. You can see there's a couple lighting issues here and there. Like, we kind of have to be directly on top of the mesh for everything to be visible. But considering this was less than 10,000 tries, and it's literally like a full-on map, is nuts. Yeah, if I anchor this and play test it real quick, you can clearly see like this is just insane. I mean, it's a little bit buggy, sure, but that's just because we decimated it so much. Honestly, just a couple more of these put together, a little bit higher subdivision levels, maybe some more colors, and you've got a full game map. Yeah, have fun, and I hope you guys make a shit ton of money off of this.